It is 24 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Roswell Humane Society, Krystle Noble back with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm good. Just don't like the wind out of the north. It's a little nippy.
Yeah, it's getting a little goosty here, but, compared to last week this time, this is summertime, so.
Yeah. It's funny because, normally like the heater's cranked on high, the blanket's on high.
Yeah.
The last few nights it's been off.
Yeah, so no complaints from me today. It's sunny and
I like the weather. I just don't like the wind.
Yeah, wind is, I don't know.
A breeze is one thing, but when you get it towards like chilling your bones, that's too much.
That's kind of I say new. I've been here forever, but 20 plus years. But that was kind of a change because growing up in Maryland, D.C. area, I mean, yeah, we have wind, but not like here. We don't have like these haboobs and things like that, or it's like it's breezy out there.
Why did they call Chicago the Windy City? Have they never been here?
Yeah, I know. And so that was kind of a culture shock for me. But now it's used to it. Like dust devils and tumbleweeds. It's like, tumbleweeds or something. You always just saw those were on like Looney Tunes cartoons, tumbleweeds and stuff like that. And then I came out here, I was like, ooh, a tumbleweed. Look at that, I'll never forget, getting stationed in Alamogordo and coming from El Paso and getting tumbleweeds and, destroying one with your car as you go through. That was all new to me, man. So yeah.
I laughed because I have family that's in Dallas that's never been like out of Dallas, and we were going to visit them, and one of them, they're like, hey, can you bring us a tumbleweed? And I was like,
really?
Oh, why? Because we don't have them here in Dallas. And I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah.
Well, you should when they do the tumbleweed snowman up in Albuquerque every year, you should go.
I was so laughing because I was transporting animals up there around the time that he was making the snowman, and he was saying that there was a shortage of tumbleweeds.
Really?
I saw drive from Vaughn to Roswell, and then anywhere inside Roswell and Chaves County, and you can make 45 of them big old snowmen.
I'll never forget, this is when I lived on the south end. My neighbor's house had a fenced-in front yard. Ours wasn't fenced in, and we lived out by the ball field out in South Sunset area, so it's kind of open out there. It's right on that cusp of city-county land. And yeah, you get one of your typical windstorms that blow through, and it blew a plethora of tumbleweeds. It was a good crop year for tumbleweeds. But what they were doing was the first wave hit that neighbor's fence in the front yard, and then they would compile there and then keep compiling there, and then it got high enough where it's a ramp, and it was basically a ramp for the rest of the tumbleweeds to shoot off over top of their fence. But when all said and done, I literally had like one of those mountains you see at like a shopping center parking lot after they plow, with those big mountains of snow just like up against a light post or something. I literally had that in my yard, but with tumbleweeds.
Yeah, on our way home on windy days, we can look at the dairy lines, and it's just.
It was so much that I actually had to pay a guy to come in and clean up and haul it off because it was just so much. It wasn't like I would have filled every dumpster in 5 mile radius with tumbleweeds.
Unfortunately, there's a plethora of them here.
Yeah, and I couldn't just say, well, let them on down the path here. Here we go. See you later. Fly, be free. Yeah, I've done that before, but I couldn't with that one.
You get the pitchfork. Fly!
Yeah, I release you. Go amongst and travel. But anyway, we're not here to talk tumbleweeds. We are here to talk pets this morning. Good news is, if you're looking for a pet right now, there is a plethora of lovable pets waiting for a home right now at the Humane Society. Whether you're looking for cats, dogs, you always have a fine selection of both.
We do. And if you're looking for a young dog to grow with the family, we have a litter of American Bulldog pups.
Oh, okay. Are they of weight yet, or are they coming soon?
Yeah, they're out of quarantine. Okay. They're in the general population. They're probably 10 or 11 weeks old now.
Okay. So perfect.
All females, so...
Okay.
And they're all white with spots.
Interesting. I'm just curious, are females generally easier to adopt than male dogs?
Yes.
I figured they would, because male dogs
men territory.
Hike. Yeah. We
hike.
Make territories and things like that, where female dogs aren't as inclined to do that.
They do it, just not as often as males. Yeah. But
usually, if there's probably another female in the area and they're pissed off about it or something, that's when they start, marking territory. But other than that, they don't care.
I had a female dog that would mark every time we'd go for a walk at the park. Yeah. She'd have to pee on every single tree. And I'm like, you are such a little boy.
Yeah.
But we still have yin yang. We still have denim. They have passed their 1 year mark.
Oh man, so they need to get
So
out of there.
they need a home.
Yeah.
We do have a couple other ones that have been there for quite a while. Mesa's been there since July of last year. And then we have
So that's going on 8 months now. Yeah.
we have Sunflower, who's been there since September. She's a boxer mix. We have Charming and Beauty. They're pit mixes. Pit lab mixes is what they look like.
All right.
They
Kind
were
of like
actually,
my sissy back in the day. She was a lab and pit mix.
They
Yeah.
were born in the shelter Easter Sunday,
Oh wow.
and they're
So
the last
they're
two out of
pushing
the
a
litter.
year. They're pushing a year.
They're
too.
pushing a year too.
Wow.
So we need to encourage some long-term resident adoptions.
Yeah. Wow. And that's surprising because usually puppies don't last around that long. You know what I mean? Most people want puppies.
One is all black, and one is one of the dark brindle colors.
Oh, and I bet they're genius dog. You know what I mean?
They're sweet as can be. They love people. They walk well on a
very
harness.
Very smart. They'll probably be great
And
family
they're not
dogs.
super big for them being almost full grown. They're not super big. They're about 25, maybe 30 pounds.
Oh, wow. That's real small. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, their mom wasn't very big. She was a pit mix. She was tiny.
Okay. Yeah, because like my sissy was about 75, 80 pounds. And, well, we'll say 70. 70, 75. That was pretty close. But, yeah. So that's about... That's a medium-sized dog.
It is.
And that's a low medium-sized dog, 25 pounds,
I pick them up and carry them all the time, so.
Wow, so that'd be... It sounds like why... I can't understand why those dogs haven't found a home yet. They sound like they'd be perfect for some families there.
They're sweet,
Is it the pit thing? People get nervous about that?
I think so, too.
Yeah. That's all training. That's
and how you raise them, how you treat them, take them to obedience classes.
And if they're mixed with lab, that's like the complete, like labs are known for being the family dog, very smart, very subdued type animals for the most. I mean, they're young and love to run and stuff, but as far as aggressive, they're the complete opposite generally, unless they're threatened or protecting. And so to me, that's probably a great mix there where I don't know. I don't understand that. To me, those dogs should be gobbled up in a heartbeat.
You would think, and it's really hit and miss in a shelter. Like animals that we think, are going to adopt out super quick will sit there for a little while. And then animals that we think, oh, man.
Might be a little bit.
These are going to be a challenge, and they adopt out quicker.
Sure.
So, and it's always hit and miss,
Yeah.
Because sometimes they're real popular and they go real quick, and sometimes they're not,
And I'm telling you, I bet both of those dogs are very good to train. I bet they're, you work with those dogs, they'll probably be very easy to train. I mean, even despite the fact they've been in a kennel for a year, you know what I mean? But once they're going to adapt to your routine pretty quickly, you know what I mean?
They're both. We have the guillotine doors that pull open so that way they can go inside and outside. Mm-hmm. Well, they both perfectly fine walk out the doors. But coming back in through the door, they're like, no, I think I want you to come and get me.
Yeah, they're gonna.
So it's a game to them,
Sure.
We'll go outside, and then they'll go ahead and run inside, and then you have to go inside and close the door, or pick them up and
It's
carry
their
them in.
routine,
It's
yeah.
their routine. They're stuck on a routine, and
And let's face it, that's probably one of their highlights of the day to get out and run around a little bit, and so they're gonna, they're gonna have fun with that a little bit while they got a chance to.
And we do have, one of our volunteers has taken them on walks, started getting them used to wearing a harness and a leash, and harness breaking them, leash breaking them, and they do very well.
Yeah. Hopefully someone can maybe adopt them together. Sounds like they might be a good pairing to go together. I mean, you probably don't have to, but I'm saying since they've kind of been accustomed to each other for a better part of a year now.
Right, and they're side by side, so they get to see each other every single day.
I wonder if you're looking for a pair of dogs, that might be a good 1-2 to bring home to,
And they're both very submissive.
Okay.
So when we go in to pick up Charming, he's got the happy piddles, and then we wait for him to run his little piddles around.
And I think that's like labs. Maybe that's all dogs, but my sissy did the same thing for 3-4 years, and they kind of outgrow it after a while. But
yeah.
They
Boy
get
dogs
excited
are
and
a little bit harder with happy piddles because they have an aimer.
Ah, yeah.
Little girls just go down.
It just goes straight down. This is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to dodge the little boys.
Especially if they jump up on you.
He doesn't jump up on you. He just sits there and waves it around.
Just lets the freak flag fly, so to speak.
Yep. So we know not to stand in front of him.
Gotcha. Yeah, till after the greetings, and then then he's fine. But you're right. This is I'm hopefully, if folks are looking for a good family dog or dogs, please come to the shelter. Take a look at these two because they need to get a home pretty quick. So.
They do. And, we still need, Denim and Yin Yang to find their
Yeah,
good
they've been
forever
over
home.
a year, too. And,
Yeah, they both
remind
came-
folks what kind of dogs those guys are.
Yin Yang is a pit mix.
Okay.
And Denim is a French Mastiff.
Okay, so they're
she's
both
big.
dogs that require probably some space. But we got plenty of that around here. And if you've got it, and again, two great loving dogs. Pits get that wrong stigma on there, but bull mastiffs are very big, friendly lap dogs that aren't supposed. They're ginormous lap dogs.
She's very gentle. When you go in the kennel with her, she doesn't jump up on you.
Oh,
she
good.
sits down. She waits for you to pet her. When you give her treats, she takes them very gently. She doesn't knob your fingers off. And she just loves her belly rubbed, her chest area.
Just a very friendly
She
dog.
is.
And how old is she at this point?
She's 5.
So she's about middle age for a
And
mastiff.
so is Yin Yang.
Yeah,
so,
they go about 10 years. But sounds like if you're looking for a good companion dog, either one of these would be it,
they're out of their toddler years.
Yes, yeah. They're going to be a little bit more receptive to just sitting down and laying down with you or laying next to your feet while you're watching TV.
Yin Yang is the ultimate, want to be with somebody, wants the love, he wants to go, but he wants the love.
Sure. Wants a partner.
He's all, let's go, partner. Craig.
Yeah, exactly. And that's all these. And I will tell you, and this is the beauty of rescuing animals. And I don't care. They know the difference. And whenever you bring those animals home to your environment and they start to get to the realization that this is their new space and new things, I'm telling you, it's going to be a pleasant experience. They're going to, there's always growing pains. Anytime there's a relationship, a belt gets chewed or, an accident happens on a floor here or something like that. That's part of, coming together. But once you establish patterns, once you instill a routine and some training and kind of set the boundaries for this animal and giving them the love and, doing all the things you kind of establish your connections,
right.
Once
You
that
make your
happens,
routines and, this is, what we do. They love it. They love routine.
And you'll find their little quirks and your little quirks and how, that one day you're going to be like, why does he always tilt his head that way? Or why do they always, spin around in a circle, this, and then you have fun with that kind of stuff. And you kind of, that's part of learning each other and knowing each other. And trust me, the dog will learn your routines. Gonna know when you get up, when you go to bathroom, when you're doing everything. It'll know.
Or they're going to create a routine for you.
Exactly. Yeah. They're great at that kind of stuff. So really, adopting a dog into your life, if you're willing to, is not that it's a commitment, just like anything else. We say this: you got to spend money. It takes money. You gotta be medically sound with this dog and take it to its regular vet appointments and getting its inoculations and getting on the medicines that are appropriate for it. If it's a bigger dog, you probably want to be doing some joint health medicines for that because generally speaking, big dogs over time have joint issues. So if you do a little preemptive there, you might be doing stuff for healthy benefit for that dog. Or if you have dogs that are subject to, depending on the breed, some are subject to certain ailments that others aren't and things like that. Obviously, if you're picking like bulldogs or dogs with smooshed in snouts and things like that, those are generally higher maintenance, more medical related dogs than say a lab would be. And little dogs, they require more, kind of the grooming side of stuff and taking them to get not only groomed, but doing the anal gland things and all that people don't want to mess with. That's part of being a responsible pet owner. Little dog, big dog, they all have different pros and cons and things you have to watch out for and things that, you can enjoy. And, like if you're looking for, I don't know, like a dog to go running and doing things like that, maybe a little Chihuahua is probably not the best dog for that.
No, if you want like an active dog, you need to look into like active breeds, labs, huskies, shepherds.
Exactly. So it kind of what kind of relationship you're looking for ought to dictate what you're doing. And obviously certain breeds work better with kids than others. And you guys know the animals in that shelter pretty well. You kind of can tell which ones are better for single parent homes or single pet homes, or which would be great as a family dog or cat or any of that kind of stuff. You can kind of give them that kind of advice. Like, it's a beautiful dog, but if you got kids, this she doesn't do well with kids or whatever. You can help them with all that stuff.
Right, and that's why we also require the meet and greets, so that way, we can see how that dog is specifically going to do with your family, who it's going to be living with.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and that's another, of course, if you do adopt from the Humane Society, if you adopt a dog, they will come out and inspect, make sure you have a proper fenced-in yard and place for the dog to, indoor to be sheltered and everything else, making sure all that's above board. Cats, you just have to promise and make sure that they are indoor-only
indoors.
cats. No matter what status your pet is, before that pet enters your home as a family member, it will be spayed or neutered before it enters your home. Sometimes some of the pets are already spayed and neutered. They came that way or whatever, and you could pretty much take them home that day, it getting chipped and all that stuff, barring that. But any other time, if you adopt a pet from the Humane Society, 9 times out of 10, it's going to go directly to the vet of your choice to get it spayed or neutered, chipped, whatever it needs to have done there. I would also offer, if you're going to go ahead and have the vet do a full physical or whatever, just making sure everything is
a one over.
Yeah, making sure the dog's healthy. I'm not saying doing deep lab work and all this, but just a once over, making sure nothing looks out of sorts there. And next thing you know, you got your lovely dog or cat as part of your family. So.
And what makes it easier is a lot of the times where people are wanting to know about certain animals.
Mm-hmm.
Like they'll talk with us, they'll tell us, okay, this is what our lifestyle is like, and that helps us say, okay, if you're looking for this size of dog, these are the dogs you need to go look at.
Sure.
And then when they come in there and they have no clue what they want, they walk through, they come up, they have a million questions, but that's how we place them to where we know it's going to be a good match for
it's
both
all a good
ends.
thing. Yeah. And I would imagine that's all good information for you guys too. When you have active, engaged people coming in looking for pets, those are clear indicators for you whether you're getting serious inquiries, serious people that are invested in becoming a pet owner and willing to do what it takes to be a pet owner. I will tell you this, and we said it 1,000 times, if you're looking at this as a gift for somebody or looking at this as a companion for an older person, I'm not saying those are bad things, but don't do them surprises. Don't do them as just this wonderful thing that you spring on somebody. Make sure that person is involved in every step of that process, from the choosing of the animal to the paperwork. Because at the end of the day, that animal is going to be property of that person.
Right,
so,
and they have to actually sign the contract. Like
adoption.
if you want to pay for it, as a gift for somebody, we don't mind that.
Right, but do the research.
Right, and we don't do the gift giving. If you want to come in, swoop in, pick one up, and this would be a perfect Valentine's Day gift. We don't do that.
Yeah. But don't even adopt it for yourself and then give it away that way. I mean, I'm sure there's some people who pull that move and they adopt it from you guys through them, and then they just physically give the pet to that person, which is not a good idea either.
We do checkups.
So you find out if that happens.
Yeah. And then you get banned from adopting from our shelter.
Gotcha. Very
so
good. So don't do that.
We do have a do not adopt list.
Yeah.
People who have been charged for cruelty, neglect, or...
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's a lot of... I know for good people, sometimes it's hard to wrap your head around this, but unfortunately they have people that do very nefarious things with pets. Some of them intentionally, some of them don't realize that they're just bad people with these pets. You know what I mean? Some are just like weird hoarders that think that they got to be surrounded by pets and
their heart is in the right place, but their capabilities are not.
Yeah. And then unfortunately you've got, your dog fighting and those kind of things. And that's why you hear stories of people's dogs getting stolen out of backyards and things like that. And then of course, always warn people of the puppy mill stuff. If you see people in the store parking lots with a hatchback open and a bunch of puppies out the back selling them, report them.
That is illegal.
Yeah, call the cops, report them. It is illegal, but it's also, and even if the person's legit, like taking care of them and all that, this is why we have the pet problem we have in our community right now, because of unresponsible people doing things like that, amongst other things. But and so we gotta eliminate that. I mean, I understand there's licensed breeders and they do, as long as they're doing their things by their regulations and they're being checked and doing all that, I'm good with that. Happy.
But the majority of licensed breeders, they advertise.
Yeah, they ain't sitting up in a store parking lot with a box full of puppies.
No,
yeah,
a backyard breeder.
And by the way, those people heavily have paperwork on those animals, and they charge, well,
quite significantly.
that paperwork makes them very expensive. That's why I just go to the pound. Go to the pound or go to the Humane Society and come. I say pound. I always do that. Animal control. Sorry.
It's okay.
It's just a term I've known since, your
As
children.
a kid, but pound puppies, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So it does sound horrible when you refer to it as the pound.
Yeah, but that's how we know it,
But it is, Roswell Animal Services, and they've come up a long way from how things used to be back when I first started.
Yeah.
They vaccinate animals now. They do tick treatments, flea treatments, wormings, medications. If they're sick, they go to the vet.
It's not just a place to house animals until they either get picked up or euthanized. Basically.
No, they're coming up. They're working hard at trying to make each animal's life a different life when it comes into their facility.
Good. And as I say every time, when you come by the Humane Society to do some pet shopping or some pet perusing, if you do not see an animal that you connect with in the Humane Society, walk right next door to Animal Control. Either way, you're rescuing a pet. It does not matter.
An animal out of a shelter is an animal out of a shelter.
You're rescuing a pet, and so if you take it out of the cage at the Humane Society, and that frees up a cage. If they've got an open cage now, if there's any pets on the short list or anything over that, they'll go over there into the pound to Animal Control, and sorry, it's just in my head, and adopt those out and bring them over and give them that. Now, and I will say this too, pets don't just get randomly put on that short list over there. It becomes the only time they start getting in those numbers is when it's to capacity and they can't take in any more animals.
And it's the ones who've been there the longest.
And that's when we start seeing the euthanization stuff. And fortunately, we have a good group of people in our community that can keep an eye out and kind of raise the alarm or raise the flag when that's the case. And then if the Humane Society can't help out, maybe Paws and Claws or some of the, not Paws and Claws, but some of the other local areas groups kind of get involved and help out. So.
But I do want, people to realize that if they do see an animal that is on the said to be possible euthanasia list, if you are not ready for an animal, do not go and adopt that animal because you feel sorry for it.
Sure, yeah. Find someone that can.
Spread the word about the dog. Talk to your friends, talk to family, people that at work that might be looking for an animal. But if you are not ready, not financially stable, do not adopt that dog.
Absolutely. I got a feeling, how we were talking earlier about the types of people hoarding and all that. I got a feeling that's kind of how some of those start, where they feel bad for an animal and so they bring it in even though they really don't have the resources to house it or take care of it. And then that begats another one, and you're like, well, I got 4, might as well throw one more into the mix, And so I kind of feel like that's how those scenarios kind of snowball.
And they do. And there's a lot of people out there that have such wonderful hearts, that love the animals. Yeah. They just don't have the means for them.
Yeah.
And don't beat yourself up. Don't feel guilty because you can't adopt that dog. Spread the word and help that dog get adopted.
Well, if you feel like those kind of things, then you're a perfect person to be a volunteer at the Humane Society.
Yeah, or Animal Control.
Or Animal Control. Because if you want to benefit our community in that way, be that advocate. Come out there, work with the animals. Help out with the promotional events, like when now that I think you guys will be able to start visiting more places now that seems to be COVID lifting up a little bit here again. And so hopefully you can show up more than maybe once a month out at different places now,
right?
Bringing the pets. But anytime that happens, we need volunteers, especially if you've got to bring a lot of pets to a location.
Right, we need somebody to help.
More than one wrangler does not work.
Yeah, right.
So that's a great way to get involved, to help out that way. Be a spokesperson for the Humane Society and Animal Control.
Be an extra voice.
Yes, come out and do that. That's how you help and make a difference. If you want to feel bad, and you're like, well, I can't adopt these pets personally because I'm at my capacity or I just don't have the means. Then this is a great way. Or you live in a place that's not ideal for pets too.
Or allowed.
Yeah, or
because there's a lot of places, unfortunately, that nowadays are not allowing pets.
Sure. Yeah. When you own property, you get to do what you want with it. That's how that works.
Yep. It is.
You don't like it, buy your own property. And then, of course, I do want to talk thrift store side because that's another way to support the Humane Society, is shopping and donating to the thrift store here.
And I do want to mention that this Saturday, which is a Saturday before Valentine's Day,
Okay.
everything, everything in the store that is red and pink will be half off Saturday only.
Okay.
From 10 to 4:30
For Valentine's Day. Okay.
And all hanging clothes will be half off.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, is there certain types of things that are red and pink, or could it be anything?
Anything that's red and pink. They've got Valentine's stuff there,
Okay. So it's not necessarily Valentine's related. It could be.
No, if there's a red toaster,
coffee
it's half
pot
off.
or something. Gotcha. Okay.
Cool. So anything red and pink that's in the store is half off.
All right.
And then all hanging clothes that day will be half off as well.
So is there going to be a bunch of white T-shirts that got washed with a red shirt the first time? And we all got one of those laying around, don't we?
Yeah. And also, if you know of anybody or anybody has a need for a twin-size medical bed.
Okay. It's got the lift and all that. Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
They have one that was donated brand new, only used for probably a short period of time.
Okay.
They have it marked for $300.
Holy cow!
It's the frame, the motor, the bed. It's everything.
I think if you try to buy one new outright, it's probably
like $3,000.
Yeah, I was going to say $5,000, but yeah. Wow, that's cheap actually. $3,000. I thought it was way more than that. But great. So if you need one of those or want one, I guess if
you want to sit in bedroom and pop your head up and watch TV,
you do you. But it's
and don't want to put 45 pillows behind you.
Yeah, I imagine you're gonna need some friends because that's probably very weighty, isn't it? Those beds.
I didn't unload it, so I cannot tell you how much it weighs.
But just based on my times at hospitals and things and seeing them move those beds around and all that, they don't look light.
No, but if you want to come down and look at it, it's at the thrift store.
Perfect.
They've even got the controllers there if you want to plug it in and try it out, see how it works.
They said like practically brand new, so
it is
great. So yeah, unfortunately it's not pink or red, but $300. I mean, man.
No, the frame is brown and the mattress is blue and brown.
Typical hospital colors for their rooms and things like that. But yeah, and that's a great resource for anything. If you're looking for appliances, small appliances to knickknacks, collectibles.
They've got some really nice fine china.
Okay.
I think it's a small set. I don't think it's a really big set, but it's pretty.
I got a feeling if you want that bed, you better get a hold of them today because I can't imagine once word gets out, somebody's going to want that bed pretty quick, especially for $300.
Yeah, and actually, it doesn't even look like a hospital bed. It looks like an actual twin-size home bed. It's got a headboard.
Okay.
It's got the side frames.
Doesn't have all the plug-ins for all the medical stuff.
Nope.
Cool. Okay.
It's just the head up, knee up, butt up, whatever.
Yeah.
You want to play with somebody, you fold them in half.
That's right. Do the burrito taco thing. Yeah, absolutely. That's a great. Yeah, for $300, you can't beat that. So
no.
Just you got to be a for one person. Obviously, it's a single or twin. So,
or two really skinny people.
Yeah, I guess if you're real tiny and you can fold up together, but.
We're not talking about any of us.
Yeah, certainly not me. But again, and come on, reach out. Another way to get involved. We're almost out of time, but let me
memberships.
Yes, membership is a way to be involved.
I forgot the forms.
Oh well, you can get them online.
Yes.
If you go to the RoswellHumane.org, you will see the membership forms there. You also see every single pet that is calling the shelter home right now. So that's a great way if you kind of want to get a glimpse of some of the pets available for adoption. As I say every time, if you see not available next to the picture, that means the pet is in quarantine. It does not mean the pet's been adopted, which means the pet will be available soon. So if you see one that says not available next to it, and you fall in love with it, you're like, oh, that's what I'm looking for. Call, inquire about it, or email, reach out because what is happening is it's not made weight yet, or maybe it's new to the shelter, and so it's waiting on vax and all that kind of stuff. But it's at a point where soon it will be coming available to adopt. So that's what that means. But if you're looking to be a member, you'll find the forms there. Your kids can be a member. Your pets can be a member. Your toaster can be a member. Anything that can be a member.
Or if you're looking for a job, the kennels are still hiring.
Oh, still looking for...
still looking.
They pay minimum wage, but I would say...
It's full-time.
And I would say this is a great opportunity for young people that are maybe want to pursue veterinary medicine or something in school later on and looking to spend some time doing some hours full-time here to do this kind of stuff. Maybe you have aspirations to go to college or something like that to do veterinary medicine. Or
you do have to be 18, unfortunately.
Okay, so at least 18 here. Now, if you're under 18 and maybe come and volunteer.
Unfortunately, the insurance requires everybody to be 18.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that.
It's called a liability.
I imagine, I could see it if a dog bites somebody, and I get it. There's all kinds of lawsuits coming and all that stuff. But reach out, come out, and like I said, if you are looking for work and love pets, and here's a great, you're going to get messy because you clean up kennels and clean up after pets.
That's what I'm about to go do.
But you get to hang out with pets all day, and the love and all the stuff that pets do. You get to be immersed in all that.
You get to be the person to help learn that personality of the animal to help find its forever home.
Yeah, you're going to be their kind of caretaker till they find their permanent family. So it's pretty cool. RoswellHumane.org.
Yep.
Come on by on East McGaffey. What's the address numbers there?
703 is us.
Yes.
The thrift store is 701.
And they're right next to each other on East McGaffey.
Yeah, the thrift store sits in front of us. We're right behind them. And then if you go a little bit behind us, that's animal control. So we're 701, 703, and 705.
So park right there, and then you can visit all three facilities at your leisure there.
All in walking distance.
All right there. And give out hours real quick for
Tuesday through Saturday, 9 to 12, and 1 to 4:30 is for the kennel.
Okay.
And then the thrift store is Wednesday through Saturday, 10 to 4:30.
Very good. And just a reminder, Wednesday's new stuff day. So if you're looking for the new stuff at the thrift store, you will have to get into the masses that usually hang out at 10 a.m. when the new stuff comes on Wednesday.
Yeah, there's normally a pretty good long line.
Yeah. Well, very good. Did we get it all?
I think we'll. So
awesome. Well, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. See you in a couple.
We'll see you in a couple weeks. And who are you going for in the Super Bowl?
You really got to ask that question? Cincinnati.
All right. Well, you're a Cowboys fan, so
I know,
it could go either way.
The only reason I'm anti-Rams is because Cincinnati hasn't been to the Super Bowl or even won a Super Bowl since like the 80s.
Yeah.
And, that's right along with the Cowboys.
And they've been and lost, if I remember. They lost to the Niners once or twice.
So they're my underdog like the Cowboys, because we ain't gone nowhere in any length of time. So how do you feel about the Commanders?
I don't. I mean, yeah. You know what? I like the uniforms. The uniforms, there's the black one looks good, the red. I'm not a big fan of the away one. It's the red's not the right color, but I kind of dig them. They look all right.
So they're now officially the Washington Commanders.
That's it. That's the.
I like the Redskins more. The name just rings more.
I grew up with that, and it's in my blood. So yes, I miss it dearly. It was, but I have no choice. I can't. I'm not rooting for another team ever. I can't do that. And I want to continue to watch football, so here I sit. So.
We'll just forever refer to them as the Washington Redskins.
That's right. Until they arrest me for saying that in this day and age. So I don't know.
Oh, yeah, because, people get butt hurt.
Exactly. All right. Well, thank you, ma'am. We'll see you next time. It is 9:57. Quick break.